All right, y'all, because get here so we can talk about this latest episode of Basketball Wives, or shall we just say the latest episode of What's Jen's Dumbass Doing Now? Before we even get into it, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, and get down in these comments so we can talk about it. And y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. Now, we kick it off with Brandi. She goes and meets her husband and son at the airport, pick them up. I really love seeing some little family time with Brandi. It really gives me single woman tease with her. I know that she's been married for a long ass time. Probably close to Jackie amount of time. I think they said they've been married for like 14 years, going on 15. But it's just the fact that every time she films for Basketball Wives, she's always out there by herself. That gives me just this whole single woman tease, you know what I mean? But anyway, I love to see her and her husband having some time together, especially with her son. Seeing as how he done had the health struggles that he's had, it's good to see that he look healthy. She basically briefly mentions that she don't agree with Evelyn questioning her when they were at her event. She's telling her husband about the event, and Evelyn was basically questioning her friendship to Brooke because she invited Jackie. And we're just going to talk about that in a little bit. I'm not going to get too far into it because I do feel a way about how they treating her for inviting Jackie to her event. Jen and Christian. Hoo-wee. Jen, I am so sick of your ass. Listen, I'm at the point where I don't care if the woman gets scammed, if this man sit up and take her for every coin that she got. I really don't, because she is missing every fucking sign there is. This man is basically screaming to her, I'm a con artist. I'm finna, hey, I'm finna run it. I'm finna do the dash. And she is just in la la. Shopping for dress number 2. I've already got my main dress. I need like 3 more. And I just, Jen just lost, clueless. Okay. If she was black, it would be Jen. They having a YouTube channel episode. They doing an episode for their YouTube channel. And the episode is basically talking deal breakers in a relationship, right? Now, he do some old surface shit. I think he said one of his deal breakers were like the feet on a woman and teeth. Jen, one of her deal breakers is cheating. Her second deal breaker is broke. Now, here's where it gets funny. When she say that her deal breaker is broke, this motherfucker get to looking like he finna, what? Oh, your deal breaker broke? Well, then your deal breaker me. And she, what? Like, why are you doing that? Like, Christian, what's going on with you? He tell her that, or actually not even her, he tells the audience, the YouTube audience, that Jen told him he can't get a job. Now, let's dissect this Jen, because you don't need a job. You make money with your business. He's telling her, no, I really don't. I don't make money with my business. I mean, I do, but I don't. He dancing all around it. Girl, long story short, this man is trying to tell you that he does not have any fucking money. But we seen this coming a mile away. Like, where is Christian getting this money that is allowing y'all to live the way that y'all live? That's what I want to know, because I feel like he's going to fuck around and be back in jail in a minute, because if he is providing and he's the one that's paying their bills and he's the one that's coming up with this money every month and shit, because frankly, I think Jen is still doing it. But if she wants us to believe that he's doing it, or if he really is doing it, I feel like that money is coming from somewhere illegal. I do not feel like this man makes the money to provide Jen with the lifestyle that she's currently living. Nowhere close to it. This man talking about he want to go grab a job being a bartender 2 to 3 days a week. Jen, do you know what that has to be telling you? But she don't. She really, I don't even know who I'm talking to, because she don't have a clue what it's telling her. Bitch is telling you that he does not have no money. This nigga got to get pocket change by going to be a bartender for a couple of nights a week. He does not have the kind of money that you think he has. And not to mention that y'all are filming an episode for your YouTube channel. So all this shit is being filmed and it's live. And y'all arguing about if he brings in money or not. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, Jen just don't even want to listen to it. She don't want to hear it. She don't want to believe it. I don't know what it is. Or why it is that she's gonna allow this man to virtually plan this fake ass motherfucking wedding. Or honestly, y'all know what? I really feel like she don't want to believe it. I feel like she's trapped in this fairy tale that's been too good to be true. She's knee deep in it now. She done already went against what everybody said, all her friends, everybody thought, you know, whether they said it out loud, everybody thought that this was not going to work, this young ass man and her. And I feel like she don't want to look stupid. But girl, you need to hop off this damn train, and you need to hop off of it quick before you be sitting up at that altar looking crazy. He is not going to come through with this wedding, Jen. And I really just don't know what else to say to you. So we're going to move right along. Now, Evelyn meets with Jen, Brooke, and Jackiel. They go wine tasting, and they basically recapping Brandy's event. Brooke feels away. This is what I was saying. We're going to talk about later how I feel about these ladies getting mad with certain ladies for making up with Jackie. All of them have done this shit before. You get what I'm saying? That's what drives me crazy about this group. It's like they will sit up and hold one of them to the fire because they done made up with another one that they just fell out with. Whole time you did the same thing with another chick, or you might even did the same thing with this same chick. Now, granted, this situation does hit a little bit different because Jackie did some kind of crazy and foul stuff to Brooke, as far as speaking on her daughter that's deceased, as far as apologizing to her for something she did to her about her daughter, and then sitting up going on a platform and saying she take it back. It is kind of different at this point, but for them to be holding Brandy to the fire just because she decided to give Jackie another chance, I don't know how I really feel about it. You know, like I said, this situation in itself might be a little bit different just because of the nature of why they fell out. But do I feel like they need to just axe Brandy out of the group, or, you know, like everybody need to fall out with Brandy because she tried to forgive Jackie? No, I don't think so. I really don't. Because they've all kind of been here before with Jackie. Hell, Brooke, you even had a physical altercation seasons ago with Jackie, and you done been trying to be friends with her since then. So it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like you need to just accept, well, not you need to, because, you know, you can't really tell a person how they should react to some traumatic shit that somebody does to them. But I feel like with their relationship with Jackie and how they have been with Jackie over the years, it does allow a little bit room for forgiveness from some ladies. Maybe not all of them, but from some of the ladies. Evelyn, Jen, you didn't think y'all would ever talk again. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just hate this whole culture of, at this moment, because I'm not friends with her, you can't be friends with her. It don't mean that in a couple of months, I won't mess around and be friends with her again. But at this moment, I still expect you to drop everything you're doing and not be friends with her because I'm not friends with her. Like, that whole thing is just, it blows me. Now, Brandy, she has fam day with her husband and her son. They go to, I think it's called like a shot of art. It look real cool. They shoot in the paintball guns or whatever, basically, to create art. And she's talking to Jason about double dating with Jen and Christian. Well, honey, y'all better give them some financial advice, if anything. Y'all go on ahead and sit down and let them know how to sustain having jobs and sustain, fuck all this, how y'all live or how y'all make it to 15 years married. They ain't even going to be able to make it to 15 minutes outside of the wedding, okay? Because Christian ass don't have no money. And Jen knows that Christian don't have no money. She's just decided to sit up here and play dumb to it. I think she expects that money is just going to fall out of the sky at any minute. It's going to rain. It's going to grow from a tree. He can pluck it and she'll be good. Jen just ain't worried about nothing. And then you come to think about all these other situations where she be with these men and get scammed and shit. You see why. Jen will literally see the red flags dancing in her face. Okay, like gyrating, popping, all that in her face. And she will ignore it and go on about her day. Have some champagne. That's what she'll do. That's what she'll do. But anyway, if you like it, Jen, baby, I love it. Jackiel meets with the queer aunties. Basically, they're a black-owned organization, a black-owned LGBTQ organization that puts together community events, gives back to the community, stuff like that. And she basically talks to them about her experience coming out and how it put a wedge between her and her mom when she was growing up. I like this for Jackiel because we really don't have a lot of background information on her. You know, it's kind of like they just kind of flung Jackiel in the mix and we just kind of been catching up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we never got to formally introduce ourselves to her or vice versa. So I like hearing about little stuff like that because they like, oh, so how long you been gay? She like, all my life, I just got a kid. And then she started talking about how it was just, you know, when she did come out, it put a wedge between her and her mom. And that's something I feel like we needed to know about her. But basically, she's talking about how she's going to be a part of the organization and she's going to try to incorporate the girls into it. We're going to see that a little bit later on in the episode. Jen and Christian, they meet up with Brandy and Jason for pickeball and they having, they little double date. It's so funny, Jen prepping, Christian for them coming. I will say he went on some show and he said, you know, he was sleeping with a huge amount of women, but I think they're on the men's. It's just like Jen and this talk. I don't know. But basically they talk wedding planning and Brandy basically starts telling Jen how she felt about Evelyn calling her out. Jen tells her that they need to have a conversation, which, I mean, they do. They can, or they can really leave it where it's at, really, because it's not going to go nowhere. Evelyn's ride or die right now for Brooke for whatever reason, and she's not really here for Brandy either. I feel like Evelyn kind of can't wait to have something with Brandy. Like, I don't know what it is. I just kind of feel like ever since Brandy came on the scene, Evelyn kind of been feeling a certain way, and it's going to start to manifest itself here in a minute. Now, Evelyn goes over to Brooke's brother's house. Who knew that they was neighbors, okay? She goes over there. Brooke shows up, and they get to asking Brooke about her son and this child. I, frankly, want to know a little bit more about Brooke's son because it was this one point where they asked her, how does she know that her son had, like, mental health issues? Because we do find that out this episode, too. And she said when he was 9, he did something horrific, and she immediately had to call, like, his therapist and shit. Was I the only one that wanted to know what he did? What'd he do? I know, Brooke, I know that's messed up. You shouldn't joke about stuff like this, but for real, girl, get on here. Let me know what he did. But she immediately called the therapist and put him, you know what I'm saying, put him into a center for some help. And so it's really interesting. That kind of does explain a little bit more about maybe the difficulties of their relationship. She literally said it was trauma. She went through trauma with one child only for her to have to lose another child and get put right back into trauma. And I can only imagine what that does to a person. She basically tells them that that's why she's enlisted Evelyn to help her figure this out. Evelyn, now, how much work you done did on the Brooke son case? That's what I want to know. Where are your notes? You don't have none. Exactly, because you playing in our motherfucking face with this shit. Where's the private investigator that you got working on this? How far along has he got? Go ahead and give us an update. That's why you don't have no update, because it ain't you really doing this damn work. I'm sick of this shit too. I don't want Evelyn to keep on pushing this down our throats the whole rest of the season. I really don't. Jen and Christian talk their wedding and the budget. They get a call from the wedding planner on a video call, and basically they lost. Jen finally sitting there like, okay, we're gonna have to come up with the budget, and then we'll circle back around and talk to you here shortly. And this is how you know, again, that this man ain't planning on paying for none of this shit, or that this shit really ain't real to him. Now, all of a sudden, he's talking about he got $250,000 worth of restitution hanging over his head that he has to take care of, in addition to this wedding. Now, why ain't this came up before now? She gonna sit up and say, well, she knew he had restitution this whole time, but she didn't know the amount. She didn't know how much it was. Girl, I cannot with you. Jen, I just really need for you to think about what you be saying before you actually say that shit out loud. Before it comes out of your mouth, you need to run it through your head and say, does this really make sense. No, it doesn't make sense. So don't say it. Now, all of a sudden, this restitution is coming up. He don't know if he's going to be able to pay both the restitution and pay for the wedding. He's not going to pay either. What's not clicking? It's clicking, but it's clicking down when it comes to Jen in this relationship. Y'all, I honestly hate to see her get her feelings hurt. And I really don't want that to happen to her. Lord knows I hope that when it comes time for their wedding, this man pull a rabbit out the hat and he actually is able to give her at least a portion of the wedding that she's planning on having or trying to convince us that she's having. Because if not, I don't know. I don't see how Jen is going to recover from all this. I really don't. Jaciel invites the ladies to Project Angel Food, which is basically they're going to be feeding people that live with AIDS. And she meets on the sprinter with Evelyn, Brandi, Brooke, and Jennifer. She didn't invite Cheyenne, rightfully so. Jackie ain't gonna be here. Don't nobody know this woman. But Brandi, don't waste no time, honey, telling Evelyn that she should have questioned Cheyenne instead of questioning her around to her dinner. And Evelyn like, I don't give a damn about Cheyenne. Why the hell would I be questioning her? And I don't really like her or Jackie. I'm just seeing what little piece of information I can get out of Cheyenne. I don't really give a fuck about questioning her to see if she's really a friend of Jackie. I mean, she kind of did checkmate your ass, Brandi. Really, I see what you was trying to do, but it was a fail. And that just kick off tension from them from jump. They there making the food. Evelyn saying little slick shit. Yeah, she want to start it. I'm going to finish it. Brooke picking up on it. And she like, you know what? Y'all need to have a conversation between y'all two so we can nip this in the bud, because it's rising. And they could tell. They go ahead, they deliver the food, and then they end up going to the rooftop. When they get to the rooftop, that's when Brandi come and sit down and basically tries to have a conversation about this whole scenario. And why it is that Evelyn thought that she needed to call her out. Evelyn is explaining basically because, honey, somebody got to take up for Brooke, because it seemed like you, for being her friend all this time, you didn't have her back. And again, I don't feel like it's that she didn't have her back. I feel like it was just that Brandi was in between a rock and a hard place. Not only has she been Brooke's friend all this time, she's also been Jackie's friend all this time. She done fell out with damn near everybody, remade up with damn near everybody, as all of y'all have. And so I don't feel like she thought it was malicious of her to invite Jackie. But again, we got to think about the severity of this fallout between Brooke and Jackie. It has to do with somebody's deceased child that Jackie is speaking negatively about. So we can't really take this as lightly as one of y'all old school fallouts, whereas everybody calling each other a bitch, 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 and then y'all get over it in 2 weeks. You know, we got to kind of put a seriousness to this. They talking about it at the rooftop. Brooke get up and storm out because she's frustrated at this point. She feels like Brandi just ain't getting it. Jaciel goes with Brooke outside. I love that for Jaciel. She is such like a little baby sister to Brooke. And I love how their relationship have blossomed too. But Brandi come out and she's apologizing to Brooke. She asked for a hug. And Brooke is basically just frustrated. She's like, I don't want to keep talking. Y'all keep talking about my fucking daughter. I don't want to keep doing this. I'm just about to go. You know, and Jaciel kind of tries to explain to Brandi why Brooke is mad. Her and Evelyn end up having words back and forth. Evelyn jump up. She like, I'm just finna go because you're not fucking getting it. And I see these two end up coming to blows. Now, in the car, Evelyn did ask her something about Jason. She like, you know, how your mom feel about Jason? Because if it was my daughter, I wouldn't be able to fuck with him no more. I wouldn't be able to. I feel like she definitely setting the stage for her and Brandi's fallout later on. Like, once Evelyn don't like somebody, she starts picking apart little reasons to say something to them. If y'all notice that, like, she'll start asking little things, figuring out little things that she can use to kind of jab you with. And you can already tell she's setting up a scene where eventually she's finna be throwing some shit that Jason done did off up in that girl's face. And I don't know if it really have to get that serious. We ain't seen that part yet. But y'all get down in these comments and let me know how y'all feel about Brandi inviting Jackie to the party. Do y'all think Brandi was wrong? Do y'all think that she was really maliciously trying to do something to Brooke? Or do y'all think that she really just didn't have no harm, no foul, and she was really just trying to bridge the gap between the friends? Y'all make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on so y'all don't miss nothing, because y'all already know I'm going to be back with the next one.